All right, so last night in the trailer, we saw a brief thing of the return of the Towers of Time. Total MK in the chat with me last night confirmed in the press release for the trailer that yes, it is indeed coming back, and this is how it actually looks in game. Very brief. When we play it, you'll see one of the towers collapse, which indicates, I'm assuming, either you've defeated it or maybe the timer ran out. For being up, trying to get to complete that task. So this is MK11, right? I've left the video up there in the corner so there's a direct comparison. So the way that Towers of Time works is very simple, right? You come in, you can summon towers, which is pretty cool. You've also got what it shows here, right, is like gears, like, so if you're after like gear pieces or skins or whatever the hell, right, you can actually come in here and defeat the tower, and then just get whatever you're after. It's actually a really good way to actually get hold of content. Okay, so when you click on it, it showcases the objective rewards just above me here, right? You got completion awards over here. So there's actually a lot involved with it. It tells you how difficult the tower is. And as you can see, all of these towers actually have different timers on. You can also summon towers as well. So if you've got these stones, you can summon them too, which is pretty cool, right? So this, as I just showed you, seems to be coming back in Mortal Kombat 1. It's coming back free for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you own the base game or you've got the new expansion. Everyone is getting this. This is obviously designed in the same way that we see the Middle Mesa area, where you run around all the different towers. It's got that same aesthetic. Now, I have some questions, right? Because and I'm perfectly okay with this, as long as they do a couple of things, right? As long as they do a couple of things. By the way, how detailed is this, right? Because if you look at these towers, you've got the little dragon serpent or whatever it is, going around them. Some of these ones have like lights that are lit up too. It looks like, I think it was that, yeah. Oh no, it's just the dragon going around on this bottom one over here on the right. Like, there's actually an incredible amount of detail in these things, so hopefully we'll kind of get that in this one over here. I don't know if we will or not, but we can all hope. You can also see the beam of light that's indicating what you're covering. You can see that it's doing the same here in MK11. Right, so here's my concerns. We've already got 3 currencies in the game. We've got dragon crystals that you buy with real world money. You've got the seasonal currency, the silver coins, and then you've got the gold coins for the shrine. Now, up until this point, the shrine, right, you can spend up to 10k in one go now, and then it locks it out. Like, the shrine is pretty much a waste of time, right? The seasonal stuff, over the course, ever since they first released the first invasion season right till now, we are now at a point with invasions where you can pretty much skip most of the content and just speed run through just a couple of the bits you got to do, get to the end boss in that particular mesa, and then go through to the next. Total MK said last night the best thing they should do for invasions is just make it so we can go to the end mesa. We load invasions, we get the story, we go straight to the last mesa, we get that story, and then we have the choice to go to the other mesas. However, if they are bringing back Towers of Time, which is an incredible way to put constant gear, we don't need fucking augments, we don't need any of that stupid shit that we use in invasions, right? This should be the only thing in the game, because we know we're not going to get conquest mode. We know that, right? So I would take everything from the rewards from, say, the shrine, all the rewards that you can earn in the invasions part, the challenge tower, and of course the stuff that they put into the seasonal store. I would scrap all of that and I would push all of this content into the towers. So you come into the towers, you can acquire the skins, you can acquire the palette colors, and you can acquire the gear pieces. That's what I do. And also, you'll notice too, some of these ones actually have the ability to earn, in this one, you can earn time crystals. Hopefully, they'll make it so that we can actually earn what do you call it? Dragon crystals in it, right? Now, I don't think they're going to scrap the other stuff. I think what they'll do is they might make it so that you can earn seasonal coins in this. Maybe, I don't know. But this should have been like the reason why, like, again, I didn't care too much for MK, right? But the reason why people loved Towers of Time is because it allowed you to summon stuff whenever you wanted. It allowed you to target things that you want to try and get. And that's really good, right? It gives you that opportunity to be able to do that, all right? So, what's going to happen to the other modes? What's going to happen to the shrine? What's going to happen to the seasonal stuff? Because even the seasons have been reduced down to barely nothing now. Most characters at least get one gear piece. Some of them, like a hefty chunk, didn't even get skins, right? So we went from having a whole bunch of useless crap to barely having anything, right? And, you know, you then have to grind up invasions, which is boring because, like, I thought invasions was going to be good. I thought invasions was great for storytelling. You know, you go in there and it actually expands on the story of the character they're focusing on, but it's not that at all. You get the intro, and then you just grind for 6 to 8 hours through all this garbage to then get to the last part. And by the time you're at the last part, where you actually get the end stage of the story, you're just exhausted, man. Like, it's just a slog. There's nothing beneficial. There's no deep, anything great to it. And the unfortunate thing, we are getting a Liu Kang season. I am hoping that's the last season. And then they put that stupid shit on repeat. Now, we've got the Warrior Shrine. Some people initially thought that this was the Warrior Shrine. It's not going to be the Warrior Shrine unless they have renamed the Warrior Shrine. You've got to remember the Warrior Shrine is in the online section. Towers of Time is offline content, if you will, right? Even though obviously it's always connected, but it's offline content, right? You're not going into the online component of the game in Mortal Kombat 11 to access the Towers of Time. Towers of Time is going to be essentially an offline mode to give PB, you know, non-online players more content and stuff to grind towards. We might even have towers show up where we can actually acquire the Kombat League skins. I've always said this, having Kombat League rewards is stupid. It means that people will choose the most broken characters and they will just use those tiny subset to just farm the content because they just want that gear, right? And that's why Kombat League is one of the most just egregious of all online PvP modes in all fighting games. Take the rewards out and just make it, you know, just a thing of like, oh, how good am I? Be perfect. Now, I've theorized, based on a leak, that the possibility that the Warrior Shrine is going to be a place where all of the Kombat League stuff that you can acquire can be purchasable with another currency that you can acquire offline. So that way, if you're not into online, but you still want that really cool looking skin, cool, you can do it. Because the reality is though, nobody gives a shit about bragging points in a 1v1 fighting game when if you're unlocking skins for characters that nobody's using anyway in online because they're not as efficient for their, you know, for them to achieve their goal of getting to like Elder God or trying to unlock certain stuff, right? So there's no point in having, oh, but you know, you can brag about having this skin. Where? These people that play offline aren't going online to brag in front of another player. Like, nobody gives a shit, bro. Just make it so that everyone can have different pathways to acquire this stuff. The people that play online are very good at it. They'll achieve those stuff anyway. It doesn't take any skin off their nose. And at the end of the day, we all paid for the same freaking game. We all paid for it. Okay? So, I do have questions about all the other facets of acquiring stuff in this game. Right? There we go. We've had one Mesa change or platform. Now a new tower has formed. Oh, sorry, over here. So this one here just like disappeared and then a new one popped up, right? Some of these ones aren't on a timer. Maybe they refresh at some point. I don't know. But yeah. So this is a good way for people to acquire, you know, stuff offline. I hope that this becomes the replacement for invasions. I think invasions honestly needs to be scrapped immediately. It is just boring. All the stupid augments and well, not augments now, but you know, like the talismans and stuff, you know, all the different like herbs and boosters and shit. It's just all crap. You fucking failed. Like you thought you were going to be some smart ass. Oh, we're going to make this really intricate board game where you've got to theorize and try and figure out and craft these things so you can take on this next battle. Like, it fucking matters, bro. You don't even need that shit. You pump all your points into attack power, I think it's called, or strength or whatever it is, and you just cakewalk the entire game, right? There might be some challenges, and now because you can, like I said, you can skip most of it. So, and most of the stuff, they took a lot of the rewards out. It is literally just a dead mode. And then the challenge tower, they're like, oh, well, you can just grind up the challenge tower. Nobody wants to do that shit either. You're better off taking the rewards in the challenge tower and putting them in this type of mode. Put it on a tower and go, right, if you beat this tower, you will get Johnny Cage, Wuxi Academy outfit, like the palette or whatever the fuck, right? If you're over here, you might, if you beat this, you'll get a Scorpion gear piece. Do that. Get rid of invasions. Get rid of the shrine. Get rid of the fucking seasonal store. Right? Because nobody cares anymore. You don't even know how to make good ass skins because they're all crap. The 3 weirdos on Tumblr that love that weird fucking shit. Nobody else does. Right? You have to make this game exciting for a number of reasons. And one of those reasons is for those that like to collect things and outfit their characters. They want to have a fairly decent thing that doesn't feel like some mobile game grindathon where you just have to, I don't know, take a week off work just to get one fucking pallet out of the challenge tower. Like, it's just stupid, man. Now, I do like, just to finalize, I do like how this particular thing looks. I'm assuming that this is going to be how it looks. You can see the indicators are the lights on top of each of the towers to indicate either it's probably a timed event or something like that. I think this is fine. If they scrap the shrine, invasions, and the seasonal store, and they just put all of that into here with the ability to acquire dragon crystals on some of the towers, I'd actually praise them. Right? But the problem is, though, is that we know we got Liu Kang season coming out, which means that we're going to have another grinding fucking slogfest of stupid, because I review the invasion stuff, right? Just, as a collection in the playlist on the channel, right? So I have become very efficient at getting through this crap, and 99% of it is just garbage. It's just grind. It's like they listened to Korean MMO designers and thought, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, we'll just, and the problem is, though, they can sit there and they go, oh, well, look at these people playing this mode all the time. No, you're forcing people, well, not forcing, but in order to acquire some of this stuff and get through to the end, the metrics will look on paper that everyone's playing it and enjoying, but it doesn't show that people are enjoying it, right? So I really, really hope that they do really well with Towers of Time. I'm glad it's coming back, because given the other modes that are in the game, it is absolute catastrophe. It's definitely not the Warrior Shrine. The Warrior Shrine, I'm still hoping, Fate Unknown has said apparently it's not where you can buy Combat League stuff. So I'm actually at a loss. I really hope that this isn't some stupid area that you go into and it's just, oh, you can see all the people at the top of the ladder in Combat League. I really fucking hope it's not that. That will be the cringiest shit, because nobody gives a fuck about your E-stats, right? I want something juicy in the Warrior Shrine, right? It's on the same level as Combat League. That's why I've always assumed, based on the initial leaked data that came out from the files, that the possibility of it being some sort of shop, so that way, say for example, you're able to, say, through the Towers of Time, acquire a particular currency that you then can take that currency, go into the Combat League area where the Warrior Shrine is on that same menu, and then buy Combat League stuff instead of having to actually compete. I think that would work. That's a happy compromise between the two. But right now, they need to look at this game and go, we need to cut the fat. Even if it's losing stuff, I'm telling you, man, losing stuff that is crap and garbage and forcing people to enjoy these things, when they're just clearly shit, you'll actually, by trimming the fat, people will start to go, oh, okay, Yep. That sounds actually better. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that sounds good. Right. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a win. To be honest, I think this is good. But there's a combat cast later, so I'm curious to see whether or not, like, what happens with that. You know, what they actually explain about this, if they're going to explain the Warrior Shrine, if, you know, and a whole bunch of other things. So, anyway, guys, catch you next time.